From Samsung releasing their Smoothest One UI to Apple actually being serious about gaming on Mac, welcome to episode 3 of Zero Missing Out so that you don't miss out on any of the important tech news this week. WhatsApp is finally bringing picture-in-picture video calls to iPhones. Finally. I don't understand why these kind of small things are so complicated on iPhones. I mean, I kind of do because of Apple's restrictions. But yeah, Android has been having it for a long time and finally it's coming to the iPhones. Till now on the iPhones, we could only use picture-in-picture inside the WhatsApp application. So you could video call someone and text someone as well inside WhatsApp. But once you leave WhatsApp, it's post. I mean, the video call will be post. But now that same thing is coming outside the WhatsApp application as well. So you can video call someone and use any other application, just like how Android users did all this while. So yeah, that's finally on the iPhone. And my favorite foldable lineup is the Oppo Find N lineup. But sadly, it's a China-only release and Oppo has come out with the second generation, that is Oppo Find N2. And that is also sadly a China-only release. I love the Oppo Find N because it's just perfect in size for a tablet, sort of a foldable. But then the good news is, with the N2, they have a flip version of the foldable phone. And that flip version is going to be released outside China as well. And it comes with a MediaTek Dimensity 9000 Plus chipset. And it is not better than Snapdragon Gen 2, but it is good enough to catch up with Snapdragon Gen 2. And I have never been a fan of flip-style foldable phones. For some reason, it was just never my thing. But I guess Oppo Find N2 is going to change my mind because of two reasons. That is, the first one is it has a portrait layout outer display. So usually flip phones come with horizontal layout outer displays and they're not really usable. All you can do is accept calls or control music or swipe through notifications. But this is a portrait style or portrait layout outer display and it is much more usable. And this reminds me of the outer display on the first generation Galaxy Z Fold. It's just that if you don't want to get distracted by opening up the phone or opening up the flip phone, you can get some stuff done on the outer display. And since this is the portrait layout, this is actually usable now. Second reason is the hinge. They have engineered it perfectly well that the hinge leaves no gap when closed and it basically has no crease. It doesn't show up 99% of the crease. And this is because usually with the foldable displays, the curvature that you see right now is not curved. It's always flat or it's always straight. So that curve is the one that comes out as a gap between the displays when the fold phone is closed. But then Oppo has engineered those curves to go inside so that the phone closes flat. And that also means the phone basically has no crease. And I guess the crease problem is a bigger problem when it comes to the flip style phones because you always scroll in that area and you always get to feel it. But yeah, with the Oppo Find N2, they have solved that and that's just amazing. And Google is finally bringing head track spatial audio kind of a feature to Google Pixel Buds Pro, and with that they can finally catch up with Apple AirPods Pro and Samsung Galaxy Buds. And Instagram is giving users the option to comment as a GIF. I don't know why, but now it's an option. It has been rolled out to some selected few users and soon they'll be rolling it out to everyone. And Apple is rumored to release a bigger MacBook Air this time, which is good news. So that's going to be a 15-inch MacBook Air, which will be alongside the 13-inch MacBook Air. And there's another rumor that Apple might give it two chip options, that is M2 and M2 Pro, just like what they did with the Mac Mini. So if that's going to happen, then you won't have to upgrade to a MacBook Pro to get the Pro chip. You can stay with the MacBook Air 15-inch. And yeah, that rumor is only going to be there for the 15-inch. The 13-inch will only have one chip option. And as usual, we have iPhone 15 rumors and I'm kind of disappointed. Even though people are praising it online, it's the same thing, bro. It looks the same. It has been looking the same for so long now. From iPhone 11 Pro, it has been looking like this. It's just that they changed the casing design to flat, which was great because it gave more grip. But the back design is the same. It's just that the cameras has been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah, that's also true with the iPhone 15. The camera bump is almost half the thickness of the iPhone itself. But I can understand technological advancements are not how it was few years back. Back then, every 2 years, we'll have this huge leap in technological advancements. And now technology has gotten so good that it's a very gradual increase. But at least with the design, do something. Because I want to feel like it's something new or something fresh. this feels like the same old thing. Like I'll have that new feeling for the first week and then what? It's over. So I miss the Johnny Ive days when 3GS used to look in a way, and then 4S would be completely different, 5S is completely different, and 6S is like completely different. God, I miss those days. I mean, if they're going to a direction where they went with the iMac, like they took off the Apple logo from the iMac because it is that recognizable. So iPhone is kind of in the same boat right now. Even if they take off the Apple logo from the back, people will recognize it as an iPhone. And if that's what they're trying to do, all right, they're going in the right thing. But if not, then it's really boring. Like, I mean, at least for me, it's really boring. I know a lot of people will disagree with me, but I can't, man. I really want to see something different, but not this year anyway. Talking about iPhone 15, iPhone 15 is supposed to come with a Type-C port, but there's a catch because it's Apple. I mean, Apple always made money with the lightning ports, lightning cables. Like, if any other manufacturer tried to make a lightning accessory, they had to pay some money to Apple, because you guys know the MFI, right? Made for iPhone, iPad, iPod. That thing comes at a price. So whatever brand makes an accessory that has an MFI certification, they have paid Apple more of like a royalty fee kind of a thing. But with Type-C, when we think about it in one way, they can't do that. I mean, they have not done that with the iPads or the MacBooks. I don't know why they're going to do that with the iPhone. Maybe because iPhone is like their best selling product. But what they're going to do is like, they're going to lock the system to only MFI lightning cables. Like, if it's going to be a software lock, it's very disappointing, because Apple could cap the data transfer rate if you don't use the MFI Type-C cable, or they could cap the charging speeds if you don't use the MFI Type-C cable. I mean, yeah, it's good as a business, but I don't know, as a tech company, no. I mean, why? The one reason why people want Type-C is because they want to universally use everything. And yeah, I get the point. You can get an MFI Type-C cable and use it with other devices. But what if you already have Type-C cables, and now you have to get another Type-C cable to get the complete potential or the full potential of your iPhone? I don't understand, bro. Like, why? And I guess Apple is skipping the M2 update for the iMac. So iMac is still stuck with the M1. I don't know what exactly are they going to do with the colorful iMacs. But I feel like the only product that Apple has not given the Apple Silicon update is for the Mac Pro. So maybe they're planning to bring the iMac with the Mac Pro, maybe with the M3 chips. Maybe, I don't know, but seems like that. And talking about Mac Pros are rumored to support external GPUs on Apple Silicon, which is an amazing thing. And talking about external GPUs, Apple, for some reason, is very serious about proper gaming on Mac. Like, they had this conference meeting, which was very private, and very few people got invited to it. And in that meeting, they apparently were very serious about bringing some real gaming titles to Macintosh systems with the Apple Silicon. And if you think in a way, yeah, Apple Silicon has that potential, and with this external GPU thing, it only becomes better. And Apple apparently showcased a game title running on a baseline Mac, and it performed really good. So let's see, maybe this is the time for gamers to finally consider Macs. But then the problem with Macs is that there is no upgradability. So whatever you buy is what you get, and you cannot do anything about it. The RAM is on the chip, the SSD is on the chip. So if you are going to buy something, you have to have a clear plan on what specifications you get, because once you do that, then there's no going back. You have to get another machine and sell this machine. That's the only option. So I don't know how that's going to resonate with the gamers. And Mac Minis being available as cheap as $499 on the student discount, I guess it should be an amazing thing if Apple actually brings proper gaming to Macs. And talking about games, you can finally run Windows 11 on Apple Silicon Macs using Parallels. I'm not sure about Boot Camp, but they have collaborated with Parallels so that you can run it as a virtual machine. So you can run Windows 11 on M1 and M2 Macs. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and since you have made it this far to the video, you have not missed out on any of the important tech news this week. And see you guys in the next week with next week's episode, so stay tuned.